for you today is Michiko Kealoha. Michiko is my advisor in Student Senate, is a doctoral student at the University of San Francisco, studying international and multicultural education with an emphasis in human rights. Is the director of Community College Institute for NASPA, is a past president of the California Community College Student Affairs Association, an assistant managing editor for the International Journal on Human Rights, is a new faculty member in our education department, and directs all of the services of student life at Kealoha College. Let's give a big hand for Michiko.
When was the first time you realized your story is important? For me, it was the summer of 2004. I remember my mom finding me curled up on the couch, and she had this weird energy about her. She said I needed to come with her right away, and we were in the car driving street to street in the rain, rapidly turning corners as she ignored the road and looked up. And if you know how freaked out my mom is about everything, like this was very odd for her. She suddenly pulled the car over and pointed up at the gray sky. A rainbow defiantly shined above. It's Daddy. He's sending you a message. Mom shared how cultural stories passed down to us say that rainbows are a sign from a loved one, and that although we had just lost Daddy to a sudden heart attack, he was still with us. We stared at that rainbow and shared some of our favorite memories of him. And then reality began to set in. We didn't know where we were going to live, how to pay the bills, or even where our documents were. So we found ourselves in our basement after the drive, trying to find what we needed. And I finally found a folder with the label "Important" in my dad's famous chicken scratch writing. Do you know what I found inside? I found all of the poems and short stories I had written about our family over the years. This is what was important to him. My dad worked multiple jobs as a busboy, a valet, a mailman, and in the end, it wasn't about the titles he didn't receive, the degrees he never earned, or the things he couldn't get us. That day of chasing rainbows made my dad's message clear. Our stories together are important. Over the years, my dad's message was tested over and over because what I learned in school was so different. I had to erase me in my writing for it to be considered professional or worthy. And then I got into this doctorate program that completely changed all of that. In every subject, we were told we can share our personal stories, and suddenly rhymes and lines came out of me, and a professor came up to me and said, "Your storytelling is beautiful. I'm going to send you some articles on autoethnographic poetry." And I kind of stared at her blankly and went like, "That sounds really fancy. What is that?" And as I started to read, I learned that autoethnographic poetry is used all around the world for us to share our cultural and family stories in our own way, our own voice. It's writing without rules, it's accessible and healing, it's used to disrupt colonized academic knowledge and provide a counter-narrative. In reading this, I thought, dang, like, how am I doing this with my students? In between all of the back-to-back meetings and the putting out fires and wearing multiple hats, like, I thought, I don't have the time for this. But in working with our student leadership team, we started to incorporate it in our student leadership retreats, in our training, our staff meetings, in our curriculum, and it really changed everything. I learned that we have to make time to share our stories together. In sharing and writing with students, I've learned their past, present, and future goals, and they've learned mine. Every year, during commencement, it just so happens to be the anniversary of Chasing Rainbows with my mom, and I can't imagine a better way to celebrate my dad's life than to watch my students cross that stage, knowing their stories. It not only reaffirms why I'm in student affairs, it reaffirms my own journey. It reaffirms our stories together are important. Here with me today is one of my incredible students who encouraged me to include autoethnographic poetry in all the things that we do. Let's give a big hand to Jasmin, Padilla, Valencia. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. Jasmin is a student executive board member on our student senate. She's an OG Puentista, a guided pathways delegate, a past president of our Dreamers Club, a student lead for our mural task force, and she's the first in her family to graduate from high school. This May, she'll also be the first in her family to graduate from college. After the Peace Corps, be sure to keep an eye out for Jasmin because she's going to be at NASPA as a higher education professional. Yes. She and I spent the last month writing and encouraging together, and we are so grateful to share and shine together through the power of collaborative autoethnographic poetry.
The rain roars rapidly, coming down on me, despite my pleas. Please, let me be free. What does your story have to do with me? Parallels of the past. My brown skin, a reminder that I come from an immigrant family. I come from Aztlán. Before California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado,
Arizona, New Mexico, Texas was bought and stolen.
I am Azteca. I come from Huitzilopochtli, Quetzalcoatl, and Coyuxahui. My ancestors stripped from their languages, forced to learn Spanish.
From Yokohama to Angel Island was no heaven when, on the wing of the West, my ancestors arrived expecting to thrive. Lady Liberty lacking. Curfews and curfews on race, where the public gladly turned away their face. On internment camps built all over this United States. That intergenerational trauma on my mama affects me. And if we take history lessons to not let the past repeat, why the hell are we letting our government still lock up families just down our street? I thought we learned history so we don't let the past repeat. Indentured in fields as foreigners, both our ancestors were told, fit the mold, speak only English, enunciate, don't congregate, put American food on your plate, because to assimilate, they must desecrate to indoctrinate. We have learned there is lineage in our languages. We're not hysterical, historical hurt in our hearts.
There's so much outside denial
of our family's arrival and their survival. Parts of our present. On the first day of school, I would watch teachers as they proudly present students until they got to M and painfully pause. I would raise my hand and say, "You can call me Misha if that's easier for you." Intentionally taken from my tongue, my own name felt foreign to me. I'm a first-generation college student, a daughter, a big sister, a mixed woman of color, an artist. I don't belong in this space. I'll make myself small and invisible if that's easier for you. From my students' lips, I hear my own words, my own fear. Our stories more near than I know. My students remind me to see we are a mixed melody of history. I was surprised when issues would arise. I forgot I had a voice. I did stutter and I do stumble, but in my mumble, I will continue to speak. My name is Michiko, and I am not weak. It's irrefutable. My name means beautiful, wise child, and my new actions make me smile.
Mi nombre, Jasmin, Padilla, Valencia. I am a Chicana woman living in the U.S. My name is not Jasmin Padilla. The mispronunciation of my name is like silencing the historical journey my family has been through.
We need to acknowledge what has been buried by honoring what has been historically repressed.
What you don't understand is that I had to fight for every scrap of my culture, having to test my DNA in order for me to understand me. How do you trace history that has been erased? My name is the only part of me that connects me to my ancestors, so I will respect that part of me. In honor of my ancestors, I will correct you every time you mispronounce my name.
Hear us. Our names are hard to pronounce, but we're proud to announce we do belong here. We must reclaim what remains, strength in our veins. There's history in our names. Feelings for the future.
We need curriculum that covers and doesn't cover up.
Support us in finding our roots, resistance, existence, our arrivals. We need to see we are not rivals. Lift as we climb,
Share that shine,
because our work as educators will never be done until everyone, everywhere has freedom. The rain roars rapidly, coming down on us, but in this we trust. Hate ends with us. It's the future our descendants deserve.
we choose bridges,
Not a Babylon, as others babble hate on and on.
Our colors shine together.
Despite the rainy weather,
We will rise up with rays.
regain ancestral ways. Our linking language is love. Together we'll rise above. We shine bright with all our colors in the rain, connected through the pain. Our resistance is a rainbow.